Good morning, it's Phil Thatch, and it is my off day, so it's time to go do some photography. Today I have tickets. Me and Heather and my daughter and her boyfriend are all going to see Wolfgang Van Halen in Knoxville tonight, which means I have to drive an hour and a half, an hour and 45 minutes up there, pick up the kids, catch the show, take the kids back to their dorm, and drive an hour and 45 minutes home tonight. So I don't want to get too tired today on my off day, but I definitely wanted to get out and do some photography. So I've decided to do one of my favorite kind of photographies, and that is to just kind of drive around in the car and use the car as a blind and see if I can find some birds or deer or something along those lines to photograph. So right now I am heading to Harrison Bay State Park, which is pretty close to my house, to start working on that. So come along with me. We'll see what I can find today. First place I stopped was this day use area. You haven't actually gone into Harrison Bay State Park at this point, but I like to pull through this little day use area. There's a slough right over here that's part of Harrison Bay and the Tennessee River and the Chickamauga Lake. And as I was pulling through, I saw a great blue heron kind of out that way, and it's in the shallows. It's a wading bird, and it was wading as wading birds do. And in the background are some beautiful cypress trees. And I'm using today I'm using my Canon R6 and the 800 f11 lens, and I'm a long way from that bird, but it's a good sized bird. So it was pretty easy to not fill the frame with it, but get a lot of the bird in the frame. And you know, with the 800 f11, it only lets you focus on a box kind of near the middle of the screen. And what I try to do is maybe kind of rule of thirds the great blue heron and put its eye in the box, but most of the bird not in the box. I don't know if that makes sense or not, and I'm not sure if I'll be able to edit the picture and have it look good the way I thought about it here. But anyway, if it does turn out good, let's look at that now. Here is the great blue heron. I love these photographs. They turned out pretty good. I was happy with them, and I like that they are kind of like landscape photography photos because the backgrounds are really beautiful with those cypress trees. I've actually done a couple of videos of photographing just those cypress trees in the background, so that turned out really good. And I was shooting at 1/200th of a second, and usually I don't like to go below 1/250th with this lens, but I managed to get decently sharp photos at 1/200th. Well, now I'm properly inside Harrison Bay State Park, slow rolling through the park. I love this place. Today the light is nice. It's basically 100% overcast. It's about 10:25 in the morning. I got a late start. Like I say, I wanted to get as much sleep as possible before I got going because of that concert tonight. And you know, this lens is an f11 lens, so it likes a little bit more light. But I like light like this soft light that you get on a 100% overcast day. And through a lot of trial and error, I've discovered that I can shoot at 1/250th of a second. That's about the slowest I can go with this lens and still get sharp pictures without motion blur from myself in the camera. Of course, a lot of times at 1/250th, the wildlife that you're photographing moves around. But anyway, I came into this dark area right here, and at 1/250th auto ISO and with my exposure compensation set to -1/3 of a stop, I found and photographed a Carolina wren, which I just love Carolina wrens, those adorable little excessively noisy birds. And I think I needed 12,800 ISO for that shot. But the combination of the Canon R6 and its sensor that is pretty good at handling high ISO and Topaz denoise AI, I should be able to make, I think, a pretty picture out of that. So let's take a look at that. Look at that cute little Carolina wren. What a beautiful little bird. And gosh, it was so dark because not only was it an overcast day, but it was kind of in a wooded area just off the road. I took this from the wrong side of the road. I just pulled up and stopped when I saw the bird and photographed this right from the driver's seat of the car. Beautiful Carolina wren. I stopped and parked and got out of the car and walked around this little field that I've had some luck with this year. And I saw a few birds. I saw some tiny chipping sparrows, and I think I saw a yellow-rumped warbler, eastern bluebird. But I had a lot of trouble getting a photograph of them. They didn't stay put for long, and they took off and ran away way before I got to their location. I guess if bird photography was easy, everybody would do it. This is a yellow-rumped warbler, and it is the first one I've seen this season. They are kind of wintertime visitors to our area, and it's actually on top of a birdhouse that was out in the middle of that field. And even though it's really tiny in the frame, even though this shot is heavily cropped, it's probably my favorite one from the field. Now here is one that is not cropped nearly as much, and it's still kind of filling the frame. This is a male eastern bluebird, and gosh, I got one branch way too close to its head, and I was trying to adjust, but it flew off before I could do any more. And this is a chipping sparrow. These birds are so tiny. They are just really small, smaller than other sparrows, and there were quite a few of them in the field, and this is the only one I was able to get a photograph of. Well, I decided to come back home. I was kind of struggling there at Harrison Bay State Park to find things to photograph, so I decided to come on home. And when I got home, I decided to take one lap walking around the house to see if there was anything to photograph here, and I didn't see anything, and I was just about to get my camera bag out of the car when I looked down the road, 2 houses down. There was a lot of northern cardinal activity. So I walked down there and made a few shots of male northern cardinals on some of the neighbors' bushes. And I think at least one of them is presentable. So let's look at that right now. There is the male cardinal on the neighbor's bush, and I believe this is a creped myrtle, which is a beautiful flowering bush, or maybe even tree. I'm not sure how it's classified. And I'm really thrilled because Heather and I have a couple of these very young ones that we have planted, and once they get mature like this one, they'll have all sorts of things that attract birds in the fall. So we're really excited about our creped myrtles bringing in cardinals. All right, that's going to do it for me today. I didn't want to exert myself too much, so I tried to do a little bit of somewhat easy photography, and it turned out to be kind of hard. But I definitely wasn't going to walk miles and miles to a waterfall today, because tonight is Wolfgang Van Halen night, so hopefully that show turns out good. I wish I could photograph it, but I don't have a photo pass to this venue in Knoxville that we're going to. But anyhow, thanks for watching. If you like the content, a thumbs up is always appreciated, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Bye-bye.